Wonderful. 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 I underestimated you, Warden. I thought you were like Kalen, a child wanting to play at war. I was wrong. There's a strength in you that I have not seen anywhere since Marek died. I yield.
I accept your surrender.
I didn't just hear you say that. You're going to let him live? After everything he's done? Kill him already!
Wait, there is another option. Batean is a warrior and general of renown. Let him be of use. Let him go through the joining.
You're gonna make him a warden, why?
There are 3 of us in all of Ferelden, and there are compelling reasons to have as many wardens on hand as possible to deal with the Archdemon.
The joining itself is often fatal, is it not? If he survives, you gain a general. If not, you have your revenge. Doesn't that satisfy you?
Absolutely not! Riordan, this man abandoned our brothers and then blamed us for the deed. He hunted us down like animals. He tortured you. How can we simply forget that?
Riordan has a point. We should put him through the joining.
Joining the Wardens is an honor, not a punishment. Name him a Warden and you cheapen us all. I will not stand next to him as a brother. I won't!
We need all the help we can get, Alistair.
Loghain is a traitor. We need him like we need to be stabbed in the back. Or have you forgotten how his being a great general didn't help the last time? I didn't want to be king. I still don't. But if that's what it takes to see Loghain get justice, then I'll do it.
Oh, of course Alistair has a point.
Listen to this. Can you see how disastrous a king he'd be? Putting his own selfish desires above the needs of his country? You can't seriously support him.
I thought you two were going to marry.
And I thought the whole idea was to bring Loghain to justice. Funny how plans change, isn't it?
You'd throw away a very fortunate alliance for petty revenge? Perhaps Ferelden is better off without you, Alistair.
Fuck! What? What the fuck? No! This is not how it's supposed to go down. They're supposed to marry. So that means I did something wrong. I did something wrong. Oops, it crashed. Something went wrong, and I'm just not sure what it is.
You know, I've been...
Here we go. I didn't talk to him after. Okay. What have you been thinking about?
Back when we left Goldanner's, you told me I needed to look out for myself more than I do. I'm beginning to think you were right. I need to stop letting everyone else make my decisions for me. I need to take a stand and think about myself for a change, or I'm never going to be happy.
So long as... It's about time, I say.
Then from this point on, I'll be looking out for myself more. I should have done this a long time ago. I just wanted to thank you. You've been a great friend through all of this. The one bright spot in everything that's happened.
You're welcome. You're a good friend too.
Let's go. We've got a lot left to do.
Boom, okay.
Ask away.
Okay, so now...
Of course.
Okay, so now... Hold on.
Where is the famous steadfastness of the dwarves? And once we
So
open
now-
our borders to the Chevaliers, and we really expect them to simply... Despite what you may think... But enough of this. I have a question for...
I would have already been killed, if not for this.
I stand with the Warden.
Traitors! Will you face me yourself?
Okay, so
All right.
now Alistair should marry Nora. I just forgot to talk to him once I got him to like me all the way.
I was wrong.
The Tern is a warrior and general of renown. Let the...
Absolutely not. Riordan, this man abandoned our... Joining the Wardens is an honor, not a punishment. Name Loghain.
Listen to this.
Alright,
Can you
alright,
see
alright,
how
alright.
disastrous a king he'd be?
Here we go.
Putting his own selfish desires above the needs of his country?
I
You
thought
can't seriously support him.
the two of you were gonna marry.
And I thought you weren't going to stab me in the back. Funny how nothing ever turns out like you thought.
Alistair, compose yourself.
Fine, you want Loghain and the Grey Wardens so badly? Then I'll be leaving the Wardens to marry Honora.
Here we go. Thank God. Okay. You can't just stop being a warden, Alistair.
Watch me.
This can be discussed later. We are keeping the Landsmeet waiting.
Right.
And now, lords and ladies of Ferelden,
There we go.
there is still a blight
There's
to
the
defeat
ending I
and
wanted.
armies to gather. And I appoint this man to lead us in both. We will not allow this land be further threatened by the Archdemon. Gather your forces and await the Warden's command. On the morrow, we shall begin our struggle against the greatest threat Ferelden has ever faced. And we shall triumph over it, for we are Ferelden.
You are called upon to submit yourself to the Taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
I understand.
So it's done. My father lives, and for good or ill, he is now a Grey Warden. Thank you for giving him the opportunity to undergo the ritual. It couldn't have been easy.
He did what he thought was right.
As he always has, I'm simply glad that it didn't result in a sad end for a great man. And my future husband is upstairs, no doubt glaring out of the window and pouting. He is so much like Cailan, it's disturbing.
I think he'll make a good king.
Maybe. He suddenly seems more determined than I recall. You're doing, I imagine. Arl Eamon has left for Redcliffe, and tells me that our armies have almost fully gathered there. I will be heading there myself.
Oh,
Bring
no,
your
I didn't look it
companions
up.
And join us at Redcliffe Castle as soon as you are able. You have united for Elden Warden. Now we face the Blight.
I just know to do that just because, I've played this game so much, honestly. That I kind of just know, you know. Honestly, there's nothing else to do. I mean, I guess give me that. I don't. Yeah. Cause like, okay, so I want Alistair and Nora to marry, right? But I don't want some random warden leading the wardens in Inquisition. So I want Loghain in Inquisition with me. I should have Loghain. Here we are. Okay. Oh wait, no, we should probably level him up first. Huh? We'll give you 10. We'll pretty much just deck him out like we did with Alistair. He's our new Alistair. I mean, he has good ass armor, I'm not gonna lie. The fact he doesn't even have 38 strength is appalling.
Yes.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I want to give them both tomes. And
I'm surprised. Thank you. I'm surprised.
those
Thank
those
you.
are specifically for him, and then the rest
Thanks.
are just like
Thanks. Thanks.
random stuff we'll give him.
Thanks. 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 I suppose I shouldn't be surprised at your success. You beat me. Perhaps you can do this after all.
Thank you.
Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment.
Why do you hate Orlais so much?
Hate doesn't describe it. I've seen painted, masked lords beat an old farmer to death with riding crops. To this day, I don't know why. Is that hate? I saw good, sensible men fight armored chevaliers with nothing. No weapons, no armies, not even hope of success to see the occupation end. Is that hate?
All of that was in the past.
The past is always with us. It's in our bones and our blood, and we wear it on our
True.
skin. You can think otherwise, but you'll never get far without it.
You should let it go.
Should I? How do you give up what's grown into you? In any case, there's no use discussing this. We have much work left to do. Go ahead.
Were you really? What would you have done if you'd won?
I suppose that depends on how much of the kingdom was left by then. Once the border was secure, the army would have regrouped to push back the Darkspawn in the south.
But the border was in no danger.
It's easy to say now. When chevaliers were massing on our doorstep, things were a little less clear. In any case, there's no use discussing this. We have much work left to do. Go ahead.
Do you think Alistair will make good king?
Eamon is a shrewd man. He'll be advising the boy. They'll do all right, I suppose.
Then why didn't you want him to take power?
Doing all right is not the same as doing well. Your friend may get good advice from Eamon, but he's weak. All the bands know it. You can see them. A pack of wild dogs waiting for a bone. The first chance they get, They'll pry concessions out of him. They'll pick at the throne until it's only a gilded chair with no power or authority at all.
What would Honora do differently?
Honora, as you may have already noticed, is clever enough to manipulate the bands. She can make alliances and play them against one another to get what she wants. This discussion profits no one. I may be wrong. I will certainly hope so. By all means.
Do you think Honora will make a good queen?
Honora is a good queen. She has been for 5 years now.
But Caitlyn was king. She can't take all the credit.
Cailan wore the crown very well, but he was never the one guiding the country. In all seriousness, Honora is formidable. You should know that by now.
Being tough doesn't make her wise.
No one is born wise. We only get that way by enduring. Honora is strong enough to endure. She may make a few mistakes along the way, but she'll survive them. But this isn't the time to discuss such things. By all means.
How old did you know King Merrick?
He was my friend. If he'd wanted to conquer the Fade, I would have led the charge.
What made him such a great king?
There are men who inspire such devotion that everyone around would lay down their lives for him. And there are men who would come and go from this world, and no one notes it. What makes them so? Your guess is as good as mine. Merrick was remarkable. That's all I can say of him.
Why didn't he acknowledge Alistair?
He nearly did. Merrick was never one to avoid his duty. And given his preference, he would have acknowledged his son no matter the circumstance. But he had more than his honor to think of. It would have ruined Rowan, after all. She'd be reduced to a concubine in the eyes of our neighbors, and put Cailan's status as heir in question. So Merrick made the hard choice. Eamon offered to raise the boy, and that was that.
But Caitlyn took a peasant's daughter as queen.
I was turned by then, and a general. You can buy respect through birth or by bloodshed, I've found. But we've been idle long enough. We should get moving.
How did you meet Merrick?
I was hunting, well, poaching, to be entirely honest, when a boy my own age came stumbling out of the woods. He was so dirty, you'd have thought he'd been dug up out of the ground.
What was he running from?
The traitorous bootlickers who'd just murdered the Queen, though I didn't know it at the time. He was bloody, exhausted, and obviously being hunted. I offered to take him to my father's camp.
Wait, Cam, I thought you were a farmer.
That's a story for another time, I'm afraid. I've gone on too long as it is. Go ahead.
Were you really going to kill Honora?
Honora always did have a flair for the dramatic. She could have been a bard.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted her.
It took you this long to determine that? I'm surprised.
So I broke into the royal palace for nothing? Why me, then?
Well, I'm sure having you come to her rescue gave Honora no small amount of pleasure. But enough about Honora. We ought to get moving. Of course.
Oh, he already had some, I guess. Live on that.
Dark.
Yeah, but he's a defender.
Live to fight another day.
Our Lehman sends his regards,
Ah.
Gordon. We're trying to keep the
Redcliffe
Both clear and
soldiers.
safe.
The fuck?
It's you! The Grey Warden! Andraste's mercy that you got here when you did. I thought for sure these monsters were going to get me.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
They all fled to the castle this morning, before the Darkspawn arrived. I thought I could make it to my home and back before they got here, but it took me too long to get down here. What a relief you arrived.
You should get to safety.
I'm going to get out of here before any more of those things arrive. Thank you again.
Really? Oh my god. It better not, it better not crash when I'm fighting. Um. When I'm fighting, the Archdemon.
I'll get on that.
I'll get on. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Got it. All right. Now later.
Just call me the Reaper! It's a massacre, and no one's getting out alive!
Now better than later. Now's better than later.
Someone's gonna... It sure won't be me! What's in horror in that rip you?
I never liked this part.
You're no match for me!
Oh,
Can I get you a ladder? Get off
let
my
us
back.
end this!
I'm sorry. I too quick for you?
My lord, you're here. Thank goodness.
What happened here? Did the Darkspawn get in the castle?
Some did, yes, but we were able to close the gates and kill the ones in the courtyard. I was told to watch for your arrival, Warden. Your comrade Riordan arrived just ahead of the Darkspawn attack. He has urgent news for you.
Take me inside. There must be no more delays.
I should take you to the hall right away, my lord. They'll be waiting for you there.
It's a relief to see you unharmed. And you as well, Loghain.
Yes, what a pleasure to see you again.
The Darkspawn that attacked Redcliffe were relatively few in number, I'm afraid. It was assumed the Horde was marching in this direction, but that is not true.
Riordan tells us that the bulk of the Horde is in fact heading towards Denerim. They are perhaps 2 days away from the capital.
How certain are we that this is good information?
I ventured close enough to listen in, as it were. I am quite certain.
Has word been sent to Denerim?
Word has been sent, but they need more than warning. They need our armies.
There is, I'm afraid, one other piece of news that is of even greater concern. The Archdemon has shown itself. The dragon is at the head of the Horde.
Make her preserve us.
And we won't be able to reach Denerim within 2 days.
We must begin a forced march to the capital immediately with what we have. Denerim must be defended at all costs.
I agree. We've collected an army. Let's use it.
The Horde must be defeated, but the Archdemon is our true target, and only the Grey Wardens can defeat the Archdemon. That is why we must go.
Then we march. And hope the army collected here gives you the chance you need. Arleman, how long before the army can set out?
By daybreak, Your Majesty.
Then give the order. The longer we delay, the longer Denerim will be at the mercy of the Horde.
And how are we supposed to defeat an archdemon?
An excellent question.
Then you don't know. Of course not. You're both new recruits Duncan wouldn't have expected.
I will give the orders at once, and will notify you the moment we are ready to march.
Excellent.
Perhaps you and Loghain should meet me before you retire for the evening. There are things we need to speak of.
I will have someone show you to your rooms. I suggest you all get some rest while you can. We will need it.
And what word have we from Orzammar? Has House Cloret sent their men, or haven't they?
They're stalling, which is as good as a no. House Cloret's feud with House Romald has flared up again since their son died in that Deep Roads business. So naturally they're pleading the need for self-defense.
Fine time to start with that nonsense again. I've half a mind to... Evening to you, Grey Warden. I didn't realize you were still up and about.
Is there a... Shouldn't you all be resting?
Resting? Who can rest after the march we had getting here? These humans have it easy with their long legs.
That, and we're kept up thinking about the coming battle.
Are things truly that desperate? Do we stand a chance of losing?
We'll find a way to win, we must.
I hope you're right. Under the open sky is a terrible place to consider dying, that's for sure.
Right. Off to camp with both of you, and keep the drunkenness to a minimum. We have a long way to go yet. Pleasant evening to you, Grey Warden, and good fortune on the field of battle.
Well, aren't you sweet and attentive? Of course. Wait, you want to talk about us? Is there something bothering you? Really?
Fancy. The Arl has kindly offered my son and I'm sure...
Give her that. That.
Enchantment?
He can fold lyrium into... And there you have it.
Let's say I want enchantment done.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
better than later.
Let's see what this Riordan has to say.
You're both here. Good. Please know I assumed you had already been told. Otherwise, I would have told you this when you freed me in Denerim. I'm sorry.
If you're trying to tell us that the Darkspawn taint will eventually mean our death, we do know this.
No, it's not that. I wish it were. Tell me, have you ever wondered why the Grey Wardens are needed to defeat the Darkspawn?
I assume it's something to do with the taint in us.
That is exactly what it involves. The Archdemon may be slain, as any other Darkspawn, but should any other than a Grey Warden do the slaying, it will not be enough. The essence of the beast will pass through the taint to the nearest Darkspawn and will be reborn anew in that body. The dragon is thus all but immortal. But if the Archdemon is slain by a Grey Warden, its essence travels into the Grey Warden instead.
What happens to the Grey Warden?
A Darkspawn is an empty, soulless vessel, but a Grey Warden is not. The essence of the Archdemon is destroyed, and so is the Grey Warden.
The Grey Warden that kills the Archdemon perishes.
Yes. Without the Archdemon, the Blight ends. It is the only way.
What do you... Is there no way must a Grey Warden die?
As far as we know, the transfer of the Archdemon's essence is automatic. If one of us is not present when the killing blow is made, it is all for nothing. There is no other way. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Then I will take the final blow myself. No, so it's up to the three of us to kill this thing.
In Blight's past, when the time came, the eldest of the Grey Wardens would decide which amongst them would take that final blow. If possible, the final blow should be mine to make. I am the eldest, and the taint will not spare me much longer. But if I fail, the deed falls on you. The Blight must be stopped now, or it will destroy all of Ferelden before the rest of the Grey Wardens can assemble. Remember that. But enough. There will be much to do tomorrow, and little enough time to rest before it. I will let you return to your rooms.
Then this will be dealt with soon. One way or the other.
So it will. Let us hope it ends for the better.
One life. After all this trouble, it seems like such a small thing to give up to see this land safe, doesn't it?
Riordan could be wrong.
And if there isn't? Do we refuse to accept this solution because it doesn't suit us? There's much more at stake than our own lives. And should it come to that, if anyone should make this sacrifice, it ought to be me. Maker knows I have enough to atone for.
That's not necessary, I'll do it.
There is, however, no use worrying about what may be. We'll have to wait and see what comes.
Do not be alarmed. It is only I.
Is everything alright?
I am well. 'Tis you who are in danger. I have a plan, you see. A way out. The loop in your hole. I know what happens when the Archdemon dies. I know a Grey Warden must be sacrificed, and that sacrifice could be you. I have come to tell you that this does not need to be.
And how do you know about this?
I know a great many things. How I know is not quite as important as what I am offering you, however. I offer a way out. A way out for all the Grey Wardens, that there need be no sacrifice. A ritual. Performed on the eve of battle, in the dark of night.
Nothing comes without a price.
Perhaps. But that price need not be so unbearable, especially if there is much to be gained. All I ask is that you listen to what I have to offer, nothing more.
What's your plan?
What I propose is this. Lay with me, here tonight, and from our joining, a child will be conceived. The child will bear the taint, and when the Archdemon is slain, its essence will seek the child like a beacon. At this early stage, the child can absorb that essence and not perish. The Archdemon is still destroyed with no Grey Warden dying in the process.
You don't have my child?
Think about what I offer you. The chance to avoid death. Or better yet, the chance to slay the Archdemon and live as a hero. No Grey Warden has ever done this. In return, I conceive a child. One who will be born with the soul of an old god. After this is done, you allow me to walk away. And you do not follow. Ever. The child will be mine to raise as I wish.
I want to know more about this child.
As you wish.
What will the child become?
Allow me to say that what I seek is the essence of the old god that once was, and not the dark forces that corrupted it. Some things are worth preserving in this world. Make of that what you will.
What do you intend to do with the child?
I do not wish to tell you.
Will I ever see the child?
No, you never will. This is all I ask in return for freeing you from the burden the Grey Wardens have placed upon you.
I see.
Then you have decided?
Alright, I agree, I'll do it.
A wise decision. Come to me then, and we shall make this last night together something to remember.
It's definitely not a bad deal.
We have gathered all the forces we can. The Darkspawn Horde is sure to reach the capital before us. And so we must race to Denerim as quickly as we can. The lives of many thousands hang in the balance. We must not forsake them. You have gathered an army to replace the one lost at Ostagar, Grey Warden. Let us pray that it will be enough.
Before us stands the might of the Darkspawn Horde. Gaze upon them now, but fear them not. The man you see beside me is a dwarf, raised to the ranks of the Grey Wardens. This is not his home, and yet still he fights with honor and passion. He has survived despite the odds, and without him, none of us would be here. Today, we save Denerim. Today, we avenge the death of my husband, your King Kaelan. But most of all, today, we show the Grey Wardens that we remember and honor their sacrifice. For Ferelden! For the Grey Wardens!
Damn, my whole team.
Good ruling saves some dignity. Watch out!
There we go. Just trying to save before anything else happened.
You cannot win.
More blood. Where's the next one?
one less to worry about.
Excellent.
Try not to look too incompetent. It's embarrassing. Try to be merciful.
Huh.
You've managed to fight your way to the gates. We're doing better than I hoped.
That will change quickly.
Bloody nug runners are outnumbered 3 to 1.
What are we to do now, Riordan? You have a plan, I assume?
The army will not last long, so we need to move quickly to reach the Archdemon. I suggest taking Loghain and no more than 2 others with you into the city. Anyone you don't bring with you can remain here to prevent more Darkspawn from entering Denerim on our tails.
How are we going to fight a flying dragon?
We're going to need to reach a high point in the city. I'm thinking the top of Fort Draken might work.
You want to draw the dragon's attention, I take it?
We have little choice, though I warn you that as soon as we engage the beast, it will call all its generals to help it. I can sense 2 generals in Denerim. You may wish to seek them out before going to Fort Draken.
I am sure that if we did slay those generals, it would stop the Darkspawn in the city from doing a lot of harm.
It may also waste resources trying to find them. The decision is up to you.
Do you know where these generals are?
Neither of them are near Fort Draken currently, but there are too many Darkspawn here to tell you more. There are already several units of our allies within the city by now. They may be able to come to your assistance if you call them, but their strength will be limited. Now, who do you wish to take with you into the city?
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, he said to take Loghain, so we have to, because he's the other warden. Okay, so... I want to take Liliana, right? But we have a big fight ahead. So I kind of want to take another scrapper like I am. So I'm either thinking Sten or Oghren. And I kind of like Oghren better than I like Sten, so. And then we gotta take Morgan.
Indeed.
Right? Yeah. I think that's how it's gotta work out. Because I want to take Liliana, but I just don't think an archer will help us a lot in this fight.
Fair enough. Anyone else will need to remain here and assist in keeping more Darkspawn from coming in the gates behind us. Who will lead them? Do you have a preference?
Liliana will lead them.
I will? I will.
Good. That should be sufficient. Nothing you have done has prepared you for what you face now. May the Maker watch over you.
So, this is it.
You have been an honor to fight with Oghren.
Honor? Nobody's looked at me and seen honor in a long time, Warden. You took in a drunken disgrace of an Orzammar warrior. You gave me a reason to fight, and the will to keep going. You helped me find the one woman in the sodding world who might put up with me. And you helped me get past Branka so I could have someone new. I owe you a lot, Warden. I consider it a fine honor to die for you and your cause.
The honor is mine, my friend.
Then it's sodding honor for everyone. That's war for you. Let the stone turn red from the blood of heroes. Today, I will be the warrior you taught me to be.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
Are you ready? We have reached the battlefield at last.
See, I wish I could take like 6 companions. Cause then or like 6 people in my party. Cause then I'd also take Sten and the dog. And then Liliana. Make that 7. Or you know what, fuck it. Make the whole party come with me. Thanks for helping, Sten.
I have done nothing. You have carried us this far. Do not doubt that.
Heading off to slay dragons without me, hmm? Fine, fine. Say hello to the Archdemon for me. He never writes anymore. It's rather distressing. And do watch your back. No getting eaten, unless you think it's really important, of course.
So we head into the city together. As it should be. Once this is done, no matter how it turns out, I will be gone. You are aware of this, yes?
And if I die?
Then I would mourn the passing of a friend. Allow me to say only one thing before we go. I knew nothing of friendship before we met. And I will always consider you such. Live well, my friend. Live gloriously. Now, let us see this finally done. The Archdemon awaits.
Let's get this over with then. There is little time to waste.